Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, once again, I take you back to the spooky environs of Blake Manor, because it's showtime. Hi guys, back again, like it or not, probably not, but what are you doing here? Self-loathing? Me too. We will continue where we were. Because to do otherwise would be silly. We haven't talked to this guy yet. He's the guy who can't read or write, at least seemingly. Has he got a mystery about him? We don't know much about him. Donal O'Finn. Lone Star Wolf. Unless I'm very much mistaken, a few minutes ago, I saw you cheating on me with Lady Dragon Master. I was crushed. It's fine. I would cheat on me too. Analyze? Let's analyze. What do we got on him? We've got 4 things we can observe. We have his wacky headband, a roughly made crown of wood and leather. He has quite the full red beard. Oh, it wasn't you. Okay. I believe you. He looks to be living a hermit's lifestyle. Well, come on. You can't judge a book by its beard. He has a big belt to hold up his big dress. His belt is quite eye-catching. Oh, and there it is. Staff, a yew branch with the simplest of ornamentation, but he carries it proudly. Yeah, well. We'll talk to Mr. O'Finn. We'll spend a minute of our time.
Ah, there you are now.
Here I are now, indeed.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir, but, do I know you?
Ha, no, I never said such. Just plainly, there you are, and you are.
Okay, that's some in-depth sophistry he's got going there. I am stunned.
You have me there, sir.
Sir, I'm no knight. I'm Donal O'Finn, and you can call me such. I'm a proud traveller protector of these lands.
Noted. I am Declan Ward. Also, not a knight.
Ha, good to meet you, lad.
Good to be met.
I take it that you've come for the seance.
Ah, yes and no. I'm here because of the seance, but not for it. I have no urge to speak to the dead. I doubt they have much comfort to offer up. What interests me is those people who want to speak to the dead, how they intend to do it, and more, what they will be doing afterwards to clean up their mess. These rich people, they think because they forced themselves on these lands they can do what they want to them? It won't stand. The land won't let it, and neither will I.
Discuss evidence. Let's see. Have you seen any strange occurrences, my friend? You witnessed any strange occurrences since you got here? There's whispering coming from my fireplace. That's strange enough for you? Probably just the old chimneys, but sounds like it's asking home? Not creepy at all. Anything else we would like to discuss with him? The belt, perhaps? This is not an especially new game. I think it's relatively recent. That's a good question. It is very highly, very well reviewed. Library. That's not where I wanted to look. Damn it. I want to be able to give you an accurate number. We don't need that. We need something with just the. Thank you. Seance at Blake Manor came out October 7th. now we'll go back to my nonsense. Well-reviewed puzzle game. I saw one specific review of, I don't remember by who, online. And I looked at it. It's also published by the same guys who did Blueprints, which is my game of the year. That's quite the belt. You have quite the ornate belt. You like it? Killed and skinned the deer myself. My cousin Connor helped me shape the tin. That man is fierce handy with a ball hammer. It's quite lovely.
I should go.
I'll leave you be.
Only do something if you want, not because you should.
Thanks. He's cuckoo plenty. I think it's important that I emphasize that sound is the stairs, not me. That one too. Let's see, breakfast is going to be up in a minute. That's the WC. The Northeast Corridor. Well, what's a suitably clean washroom? That's it. It is a strange contraption. It does seem to be reacting to the guests' choices in relation to the seance. I still have no idea why, though. Let's see. That's the southeast corridor. The lobby. Where are we going for breakfast? Mr. Varley?
Mr. Ward, I do hope the earlier commotion with the bird didn't disturb your rest. There is breakfast in the dining hall from 9 a.m., located in the East Corridor here.
East Corridor
and
to
your
the
fellow
dining hall.
guests will be giving talks throughout the day in the drawing room, located in the West Corridor. Is there anything else I can help with?
Got anything on him to analyze? Nope, we've already analyzed all of his weirdnesses. So, dining hall in the East Corridor and talks in the West in the drawing. I'm going to ask him about the strange device. Who does that belong to? What is the purpose of the strange device in the atrium? A meter for the event, sir. Something to do with readiness for the seance. It was custom made, with no expense spared. The Marquess, or perhaps Miss Mantovani. I'm going to continue to say that with a bad Italian accent. Could explain it better for you. Is there anything else that I'm interested in asking him about? A washerwoman. You'll think me quite mad, Mr. Varley, but I saw a woman washing something in the fountain. I can assure you that our facility has a full laundry. Nothing is washed in the fountain. Perhaps you saw a bean nye? I assume that's, Celtic? Irish? Would be fitting for the time of year and the gathering here, though unfortunate for whoever's clothes were being washed. So some sort of unpleasant spirit? Are they friendly spirits? Why the unhappy expression? Are you all right, sir? You look rather perturbed. I'm perfectly fine. My mind is on the hotel and event, of course.
I need nothing else.
Certainly.
Thank you, Mr. Varley. That's the drawing room. That's the southeast corridor. Not where we were going. That's the WC. That's the northeast corridor. Well, bring up the map. Current focus is investigate room 20. Did I not do that? Anyway, right, we're in the atrium, the lobby. The seance doesn't happen until midnight on the 31st. We are 8:53 a.m. on the 30th. The dining. It's the dining. Assigned closet. Father Sinnott's room. There's the dining. I don't see it. Where's the dining? Ground floor, cloakroom, luggage room, telegraph room, front courtyard, west tower. We haven't been to the basement yet. Will there be drinks and snacks? I would imagine beforehand. I would expect everyone to want to get liquored up. I know I would. First floor. First floor. East tower. The library. Gardens, bathhouse, dining room. Got another WC. Contains bed linens and towels, mostly. Staff only, that's a closet. Atrium, dining room. I'll take a minute to look at this bust. Bust of Beatrix Blake, 1657 to 1703. And this is back into the atrium. Got it. My objective is to, in essence, there was the machine in the atrium, and it had a meter on it, and a little bit of the meter had gone. That was last night. I managed to remove 2 of the 23, I think, people from going to the seance. And so I'll be talking with people and finding out information and finding, like, links between them. For instance, here, we've got people. He's in room 20. I need to investigate everyone's room if I can. These are the records of things I've run into so far. And this is the timetable of events. So, we're about to have breakfast. And this is where everyone is at the various times. Then we have the map. A sign. Breakfast is served from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Lunch from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Dinner on Saturdays from 7 to 8 p.m. Dinner on Sunday is a silent dinner from 8 to 9 p.m. Admittance to meals is closed on the half an hour. Dining room closed. Outside of meal times. And here we have Thomas Blake, the 6th Marquess of Doon. I did play The 7th Guest long, long ago. I do not remember much about it. Painting's a stag. It's askew. Can I not unaskew it? The atrium, the bar. Also, I have Detective's Sight that allows me to see things that might be of interest. The East Tower. And the stables. Open at 10 a.m. Batman wants his cowl back. Well, of course he wants his cowl back. That's just kind of the way he is. Is this back to the atrium? Oh, staff only. Staff only. The eastern basement. Aha. Remember the puzzles being extremely hard? I can't tell you. I had it. I played it. I remember very, very little about it. This is what happens when you get old, you know. You lose track of everything. Every single thing goes away. That's the atrium. That's not an interactable. That's the WC where we already poked our head, but we do have a dresser with a book. A book that has clearly been handled with care. That's it? Yeah, we need 2 more minutes. Let's see. That's the bar, open between the hours of 4 p.m. and midnight. I could spend the rest of the time there. If you weren't around yesterday, what happened is I got early in, got about an hour into the game. And I was supposed to get into, the guy who runs the hotel or the manor here. I get into his office, and so I set up the telegraph. I fixed the telegraph, told him. He ran over. I went into his room, looked around, and looked at everything, and I stepped out and immediately got spotted and kicked out of the place. And the game was over, and I had to load back in to the inside of his room again, where instead of going out into the main atrium, I went out the window and then back in the front. So you can make mistakes and go back to a save point like that. 1408. I see what you did there. This is a supply closet. I'm curious what kind of supplies they have. All right, we've got entertainment schedule. I think we already know what that one is. A listing of all guest activities planned for this event. All observations discovered. Let's see. Right. So we've got the masked ball, silent dinner, the grand seance at 9 p.m. on Sunday. Sheets? Well, holy sheets, yeah. We've got a seance going. Well, those look like towels. And towels. Looks like you're a little bit optimistic on sheets, as we apparently only have towels. Toys. And a wheelchair. A note. Well, we'll start with the note. A note that reads, "Where did I leave that damned Bible?" Then a follow-up note. Of course, I left it handy for Mass on Sunday. A discarded note. Canned. Look like canned goods. Toys. Some toys, presumably Walter's. Lettered blocks, a pull-string dog, and an encyclopedia of undead creatures with vampires bookmarked. Wow. Damned Bible, bit of an oxymoron there. I don't know. It could be the one from the prophecy, which is described as the teacher's edition. The event in this hour, breakfast in the dining room. Thank you. Oh, notification thing. We have a panel. Oh, what are these symbols? What's the combination? We made detective. Since you have the magnifying lens, I may have done the magnifying lens joke myself yesterday. I hope I did. There is in blueprints a magnifying glass that is a very useful tool at various times. And on a couple of people's streaming of the game, they say, okay, well, we've got the magnifying glass, and I'll put in, "You misspelled my name," or something similar, to great comical effect. Okay, well, maybe not great. I have seen some of these before, but I do not remember the combination. Where did I see that? I have 29 more minutes before we're discarded note. That's everything. So those are the 3 sigils that we saw in our dream. Observation. I'm trying to remember where I saw what looked like those icons. Was it in the strange dream? Wasn't in the fake handwriting. I can't remember where I saw it. A key. I'll take that. Should open any of the bedrooms leading off the atrium. Oh, very nice. I can use this to open Mrs. Erickson's, Miss Barbozza's, Mr. Toussaint's, Miss Montavani's, and Mr. Scarrett's. There's a stone cross. A rough stone cross. Those reddish stains are rust? At least I pray they are. Otherwise I'd need to ask why it's laying amidst the housekeeper's effect. The housekeeper? Frau Blucher? Movie reference. Spare towels. They are in fact spare towels. Mop bucket. Stagnant water is giving the room a foul odor. Yeah, it wasn't me, guys. I told you. Nobody believed me when I tell them the stagnant odor is not due to me. Cleaning supplies for months. Wheelchair. Who does that belong to? The wheels are worn. The seat itself looks new. Perhaps it's been refurbished. All right, well, let's go find our food. It's breakfast. Dining room. Good evening, Snoopy. Mr. Doyle. We analyzed him? I think we did, right? Yep.
Hello again, sir. You here for the meal?
No, I'm here at the dining room for the juggling exhibition.
Certainly, sir. Let me show you to your seat.
It's attached to my pants. I can't miss it.
If you're looking for a seat, you're welcome to join us. I'm sure my companion here won't mind.
Why not? I'm being educated.
Sort of a
on the
puzzle
specifics
game,
of
yeah.
tomorrow evening's seance.
Some interesting mechanics.
And why, apparently,
I'm not yet
it's
sold.
So impressive.
Well, I mean, I did pay for it, so the game has been sold to me. But I'm not sold on the game, if that makes sense. I will join them for 21 minutes.
Declan Ward. Pleased to meet you both.
Apparently, that'll take me to 9:28, which will not leave me sufficient time to use the key to get into any of the rooms.
Allow me to introduce Mrs. Olivia Darcy, and I am Lloyd Dupre.
Would you believe that he's somewhat of an expert on all things related to death?
Rather be playing Pretty Horse Derby game. Is that the one? Una Mana Mose, something like that. Japanese one where you evidently, from what I understand, it's racing between beautiful women and then you crossbreed the women. Think about that. That's the way it was described to me by another streamer. Una Masamune or something like that. That basically, yeah, you're racing horse girls. Exactly. You know, every time I feel that humanity is doomed, I think we're more doomed than I think. What's the name again? Asking for a friend. Una Musasumi, Pretty Derby. Uma Musasume, Pretty Derby. And I apologize to everyone.
She means I am an undertaker.
More than that, evidently. We were just talking about this grand
That,
seance.
yeah.
And I'm trying to
What I'm most
understand what it
assuming.
is that makes it so grand.
Not to be confused with umami, which is the flavor you get from like monosodium glutamate. Trying to understand what it is that makes it so grand. Well, everyone who's here is somebody.
All seances are used to speak to ghosts. Is that not the entire point of them? So, wherein lies the distinction? Surely, if Miss Mantovani has held a seance
Pardon me, Aunt?
before, then she has also made a ghost talk before.
They made their money back in one day that they... Yeah, well, that's... I'll take a momentary aside. That's why we can't have any more MMOs coming out of the West. Is because your company could spend $100 million making an MMO, and if it was good, with a little bit of luck, you might make $200, $300 million. Pretty good return on your investment. Or you could spend $2 million each on 50 mobile games, and if one of them hits, you make $1 billion. Yeah, Japanese gacha game. Grand could mean multiple ghosts, a scalar trademarker, true. Maybe she was paid $1,000 for this. That would make it grand. Released in Japan a few years ago. I didn't realize that. And technically, it's the Japanization of the word gotcha that you used, Lone Star Wolf. Gacha is how it came into being as a game phrase in Japan. Now, there's a particular variety, which was the first time I ever heard about it, which is, oh my god. There's a specific type of gotcha game that was banned in Japan. And that was how I found out about the terminology of gotcha, which is just a Japanization of the word gotcha. What was it? Kampo? Kampo gotcha? Kampa gachi? Gotcha? Something with Kampo. Kampu gotcha? Maybe Kampu. Where there were cascading tiers of rarity. And you had to collect all parts of a collection, including several rare parts. And then on top of that was a collection of collections and so on. And you know it had to be predatory if they banned it in Japan.
No. Though
Kampu
I
gotcha,
understand the confusion. We have gotten close to that feat, parallel to it, but direct communication has not been achieved. Seances are used to invite a ghost to communicate, and to provide a means for them to do so. In the most successful
Tiered
cases,
collections in
the spirit
MMOs
speaks
before.
through the medium themselves.
Yeah, well, and certainly a lot of games have had it, but this was specific in that it was designed that you had to buy basically a lockbox, right? And it would have one of 10 items in it. And to finish out the collection and make the whole thing worthwhile, you had to get all of them. And like the 9th and 10th were very rare. And that would be part of another one with the same sort of tiering and rarity. And so basically you end up having to buy even thousands of boxes to get like a second tier rare. It was so pernicious that they banned it in Japan.
But those cases are debunked at
And
worst.
that's like 15 years ago or more,
uncorroborated at best.
when I first
There
heard
is
about
no way
gotcha.
to prove beyond doubt that the medium did not make it up. Now, in any records of direct sightings, and this is true of my own encounters, the ghosts do not
You got the collection, you have to open
cannot
loot boxes.
speak
and they
for
sell the loot
themselves.
boxes. Yep.
Miss Mantovani intends to...
Yeah. Oops. Somebody's fired, or since this is taking place in the 19th century, fired, thrown out, and then starving to death.
Oh dear, I've made a right hames of this. Don't fret,
A
nothing's
Hames. I don't know what a Hames is. It doesn't look like it. I have to know what a Hames is. And it's Hames, not Hanes. Hanes is underwear. 2 curved pieces of ironwood. No, that's not it. Made of hames. Attached to the collar of a draft horse to which it traces. I don't know, maybe because it's bent? I don't know the usage of the word. 2 curved pieces. Yep.
Oh, do you need help, Mrs. Joyce?
Oh, no, sir, thank you. I managed to drop it. I can manage to pick it back up, I'm sure.
I'll take the key to room 13. I don't know enough about horses. I've been on them maybe a half a dozen times in my life.
What a ruckus.
Never fell off. Wow, Mrs. Darcy. Kind of a, unpleasant woman. Rhymes with witch. Twitch.
That poor woman. Anyway, where
In
was
Ireland,
I?
the expression to make hames is something.
Yes.
As in, sure, one made an awful hames of it, is used where standard English would say make a mess. Often wondered what the etymology was. Now we know. It's also the actual name of a guy from Mexico who people call Jimmy. Wait for it. That ought to be enough.
The hope is that Miss Montavani, with the right time, place, and people around her, will cut out the middleman, or middlewoman in this case, and have the spirit speak for itself.
Is that really possible?
Tomorrow night, the veil between worlds will be at its thinnest, and it's especially thin here, in this part of the country. Then, the hotel. It's not without its storied history. Plenty of uncrossed souls in these walls.
Uncrossed souls, I assume, crossed from this world to the life hereafter.
That, of course, is where the danger lies.
Danger. Carlos Danger?
Danger?
I agree with her.
Spirits aren't to be trifled with. That gets forgotten sometimes.
Except vodka. I trifle with that pretty frequently around here. No, I'm going to let him keep talking.
But no one has ever truly been hurt by a spirit, as I hear it. When that has
I've been
happened,
hurt
it's
the next
proven
day
to be the work of
from time to
charlatans. Their tools getting out of hand. Isn't that right?
While it isn't common, I'm afraid that's not exactly true, my dear. I've seen it myself. Provoked spirits can be dangerous.
Perhaps I'll stand farther back from the proceedings than I initially planned. But I don't think I'm done with my questions, Mr. Dupre. I want to know more about your practice.
Well, it makes perfect.
After breakfast, would you join me for some air out front?
Oh.
It would be my pleasure.
So, after breakfast, I can go to their room.
But
if I can get in.
I could have sworn I'd left my key here. Maybe I dropped it.
His is 13.
I'm
or hers
sorry,
is 13.
Mr. Dupre. We will have to postpone that conversation. Once we're finished here, I'll...
Of course, madam. I'll be in the courtyard, should you find time to join me.
Well, I have a key. I got the sort of skeleton key, which I think I can use. So, it is now 9:28. Oh. That's why the map didn't show it. I hadn't been here previously. Got it. So he is out in the courtyard. Well, we'll get that. That's the way I wanted to go. I don't think it is. Atrium. Into the atrium. Where's the ventrium? Mr. Oof, sorry. Oh, I mean, that wasn't me. It's the steps. Where's Mr. Dupree again? Mr. Dupree. Mr. Dupree. All right. Right. To the door, right. All the way down. First door on the left after you turn right. Alan Moore looking spooky guy. He is a practitioner of druidism and is evidently our sole individual who cannot read or write, and therefore we are fairly certain, unless he's feigning it, that he did not fake the letter we got from the person we're trying to find. I am outside Mr. Dupree's room. Can't hear anything. Yeah, why can't I go in? Do I not have the key? I do not have the key. All the ones that are off the atrium. We're not in the atrium. Ah, that's right. That's why these have the... Got it. I do have Miss Darcy's. Back to the atrium. Don't know why he's still standing around here. Yep, again. That's Mr. Toussaint. Mr. Toussaint has been removed from suspicion, as I think he's going to now be skipping the seance. Sounds like there's someone on the other side. Okay, well, I'm going in there. It's 9:28. Miss Lau's room, my room, Miss Montavani's, Miss McLeod's. McLeod! Miss Erickson's, Mr. Scarrett. Huh. Let's check what's over here. Should get an unlock out of this. Pardon me. Oh, this gents we can go into. The communal washroom for men staying in the manor. Cleaning items. Just regular cleaning supplies. Wicker basket. Nothing. I'm using my detective vision. It's just like I was Batman. Bath. It looks relaxing. Perhaps I can take time to think on the case here. Later. But apparently I don't have to use the WC. The sink. The taps have warm water on request. There must be a boiler of some sort on site. Well, I feel much better now. It's McLeod. Unoccupied room. Can't hear anything. It's not locked. They must leave unused bedrooms open. We have two things to observe. The first one. Somebody seems to have gotten called away in the middle of cleaning this fireplace. Says there's two observations. there's the other one. The bed warmer hasn't been used in some time. We have a book. A book of ghost tales. I don't see an author listed. We have a dressing table. It doesn't look like it's dressing. What, Thousand Islands? Italian? Can't see anything in here. A standard vanity mirror. Nightstand, nothing of interest. Look under the bed. Ooh! We have a child's block. Children's toy under the bed. I wonder if they're from young master or a previous guest. A book of spooky stories for children. The pages on vampires are folded in. We're getting a number of vampire references. And I look like a vampire. We'll look in the bed. Nothing remarkable about this. I'm not sure that this is Miss Dean's room. Can't see anything of note in here. Can't see anything of note in here. Appears to just be an empty room. Not currently tenanted. We have an hourglass. Wait. That like wait for a minute or wait for an hour? Looks like that was a minute. We're gonna do a quick check on that. I can skip to the next hour. Only we skip forward. Oh, I don't want to proceed though. I don't want to proceed. No! Why can I not quit out of this? I have no choice. Oh, I see. Okay, I'm going to keep investigating. There we go. I was scared. I was afraid I'd broken it. We have some. Oh, we have another child's toy under there. A small red train has been left here. Busted! William Blake, 1800 to 1834. Chess set. Let's see, pawn to queen 4. Wow, pawn to rook 3. Pawn to king 3. I'm not liking black's play on their first turn. A relaxing conclude area for a game of chess. Yeah, but presumably pawn to queen 4, then pawn to king 3. I was always a pawn to king 4 man myself, I have to say. Some clouds. We opened that, didn't we? We did. Back to the atrium. Rooms 20 to 22, Southway. Ladies, well, not that you'd know. A book that has clearly been handled with care. That's Mr. O'Finn's. Mr. Coventry, or Miss Coventry. Unoccupied. The West Tower. Oh, okay. I'm going to be going back there. Ah, ground floor west. Got it. Okay. Say staff only down here. The basement. All kinds of goodies. Oh, no, oh, we have no goodies. The angel statue facing into the corner. I am suddenly reminded, if anyone ever watched Blair Witch. The angel statue rotated. Mm-hmm. The door is locked. In the immortal words of Sergeant A. Pone, nobody touch nothing. Can't hear anything. Doesn't seem like anyone's on the other side. It's unlocked. The dresser. A book. A copy of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Or The Modern Prometheus. The nightstand. Nothing in there. Under the bed. Cigarettes. An old box of matches has been lost under here. The sheets here are rougher than my own. Maybe something like servants' quarters? Actually, the bed doesn't seem very servant quarters-ish. Can't see anything of note in there. Nothing of note in there. Floorboards. A loose board, but there's nothing under it. What was that? I'm not sure that this is Miss Dean's room. I already opened that. Yeah. Pardon me, god damn it. Or if you prefer, dagnabbit. Got another one of these weird, I'm unsure what animal these horns are from. And fireplace. We have two observations. The first one. Ashes stuck together. Perhaps there's a leak here? Sorry. Well, I believe we're in Wales, so of course there's a leak here. The grate is rusted. Yeah, seems like there's a leak. Nothing in here. Taxidermy. What? Pardon me a second. God, just a little bit of a tickle in the throat. That's why I keep coughing. A taxidermied fox and pheasant. It still smells of death. That's charming. No, not charming. Awful? Alright, we're here. Back in the atrium. So, we've been in there and there. Don't think we have been to the east tower, yeah. Looks foxy. Yes, but the whole thing smelled unpheasant. Thomas Blake, 1758 to 1813. They do not appear to be an especially long-lived family. That's Mr. O'Mara's room. Closet, 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 closet. We will come back this way and we'll check the closets. Miss Quinn's bedroom. Mrs. Darcy. Don't hear anything. Doesn't seem like anyone's on the other side. It's where Mrs. Olivia Darcy is staying. Clothes. Assortment of clothing. Wardrobe. Shoes, clothes, dress. None of it's noteworthy. We won't bother. We're getting a little short on time, getting close to 10, at which point I think it's very possible she might reappear. Book on spiritualism. Information seems targeted for the inexperienced. Well, implication was that she's not a big believer in this sort of thing. Table. Schedule. Miss Darcy's schedule for the weekend. Cross, a dressing table, writing, and a vanity box. We have books and a nightstand. A limited amount of time. That doesn't look like any stool I've ever had. Oh, a footstool. Never mind. Book. All right, well. Let's start with the vanity box. Writing. She's notes she's taken about the event, but they seem less academic in nature and more a work of fiction. The cross. A Protestant cross. That is added a fact, presumably, that she's a Protestant. We have a journal and letters. Rather racy letters to Mrs. Darcy's husband, but they do not seem to be written by Mrs. Darcy herself. Does that writing look familiar? Are there similarities in these letters? Seems Miss Dean is the author of these letters to Mr. Darcy. Aha! They have a motive. The journal. Those blasted dreams of home. I don't want to go home. Not after what happened. I want a new life. There's a loose page slipped in here. A medical search showing Mr. Darcy was bedbound for some time in the autumn of last year with a cold. Doctor listed it as a medical code UO33, whatever that means. stack of books, some novels, a few bookmarked partway through. Well, let's get the heck out of here. It's the East Tower entrance. It's Quinn. Well, take a look at the map, dumbass. Right, we're there. We got away clean, boys. Or so it seems. It's a portrait. Percival Blake, the 4th Marquess of Doon. It's another basement door. An arch. Uh-huh, what's this? Another pattern like in the dream. This looks like the pattern where the door to room 15 should be. It's 10. Bong! Was that the same cross on the portrait? I don't think so. I mean, there was one, somebody had the Rosicrucian image yesterday, in yesterday's stream. All right, let's see if we can remember how we did this. That's not it. No, that's not it. Let's see. No. Because I think we have to get not just the dots, but we have to get all of the bits of the dots. Oh, God, I wish I could remember more of my topology. Let's see if we start. I think that works. All right. We had it. I had it in brain there for a second. Nope, that wasn't it. It's the door hidden behind the wall. And I'm going to leave you at that door for as long as it takes me to refill my cup of coffee. Oh, I am such a tease. I'm back. Alright, where? Am I still dreaming? The air is rotted here. This is an unholy place. All right, we've got chains, manacles. We've got a bucket and bones. Thankfully, I can't tell if these ever saw use. Same deal there. I can see brown stains on them that suggest they were used. Bucket, slop bucket. Looks clean. Possibly held water. And remains. Human remains. These look like bones. The skull appears to be human. I'm tripping balls again. Oop, ghost. She's giving me the finger, but not that finger. Was that? Nah, it couldn't have been. My eyes are deceiving me. A hallucination caused by gas or mold in the air, perhaps? But then how do I explain the flames? That's quite the interesting question you have there, my friend. With me. Floor markings. I believe this. No, that way. What is... Woomph. What in God's name was that? Which one of God's names? He's got a bunch. According to Arthur C. Clarke, he's got 9 billion of them. Inverted Triforce, it's Princess Hilda of Lorule. It's possible that it predates Nintendo. I'm just putting that out there. Alright, doesn't look like anything else has changed in here. Has the statue fallen over? There's a hole in the wall. Uh-huh. Well, I'm going in, guys. Well, I mean, it is a manor house, and what self-respecting manor house doesn't have a dungeon? If you've played D&D, this is just a given. Sigil. Another sigil back here. Someone must have sealed off the passage of this area sometime after Percival walled it up. Let's look. Okay, we just looked. Let's use. Let's see. Isn't this the one we just did this one a minute ago, and now I'm trying to remember how I did it. Actually, this will work too. I am tripping balls some more. This space is even worse than the first one. I thought they smelled bad on the outside. We have bones and just bones. Another skeleton pieces. Is this what she wanted me to find? Evidence, Miss Dean's bedroom. Walled up lovers. Miss Dean and Miss Darcy's husband, perhaps? Miss Dean's the person I'm looking for. Huh. That's the southeast basement. It's still locked. Wasn't a hint of flesh or skin on those skellies. That's true. Which means since Miss Dean vanished just a couple of days ago, that doesn't seem likely. He's got evidently a nice long scar and a missing eye. It's a good look for him. Is that the bar? The dining room. Okay, the dining room is closed. Let's see where we are. Dining room is closed. Walled garden. You haven't been to the walled garden. Blake family residence. Well, let's take a quick whip around here. These are the 4 closets, or this is a closet. Contains bed linens and towels, mostly. WC. Bed linens and towels. It's not much of a water closet, if you ask me. Really. The library. The library. Colonel Mustard. Certain topics can be researched in the library to uncover further information. Key research topics will always be found on the research desk. The bookshelves can be used to gain supplementary information. Topics can be learned from other characters, evidence, and other researched topics. Don't see any candlestick, but good idea. These are the archaeology books. They have a lot of archaeology books. Explorations of the field of archaeology. It changes over the past 100 years and information on some of the biggest sites and finds of that period. Is there anything I want to look up right now? So I don't have any breadcrumbs to follow for the archaeology. That is completely eyeless Edward Blake. Looks every bit like Oliver Cromwell's bloodhound. How many innocents died so he could have this portrait? And the fireplace? Fire seems to be dying out. Well, aren't we all, really, when you look at it that way? Psychology. And this painting. A surprisingly blasphemous piece for a setting such as this. Alright, well, we don't have any breadcrumbs leading us to psychology books. Geography. A picture of an hourglass. Looks like it was drawn in ink. The hourglass used to wait until a later time. We have the sciences. Medicine. I gotta say, I'm impressed by their library. World mythology. Have a heart. It's almost romantic if you don't mind your romance being morbid. Hey, don't be judgmental. Just be mental. Irish mythology in particular. Curious to see such a scientific piece here. I heard a wah kind of noise. Flora and fauna. Irish folk tales. Folklore. Looks like a magpie. We'll come back to that table in a minute. World history. Irish history. Something here. A research desk. This will be useful if we want to look anything up. We'll check on that in a second. We'll come back over here. Oh, we have a bottle. Welcome to Ireland, everyone. Sherry. Bottle of sherry. It's open, but only missing a drink or two's worth. Not for long. The schedule looks like Miss Quinn's schedule. I've made a note of her movements in my timetable. Research. Various books detailing historical land ownership in this region. Yes, that's booze. Sherry. Also used pretty frequently in recipes. Most people use cooking sherry, which is fucking nasty. If you're going to put sherry in something, put an inexpensive but actual sherry in. Not cooking sherry. Maps. Map of Ireland and one of Connaught. Again, given the nature of the Celtic languages in general, Gaelic and Ireland, for all I know, that's not pronounced Connaught, it's pronounced Dave. Which is the region the hotel is in. Some sections are carefully marked out. Spiritualism. A drawing of an unusually detailed lock. I wonder if it's a diagram or a real lock from somewhere. My assumption is it's going to appear somewhere in the game. Religion. The Inquisition. We have another Blake. Edward Blake, man who built the original manor back in the 1650s. It looks to have been extended many times ever since. Blake history. Blake history. Medical codes. What was it? UW something? Yes, there is something. Look up Mrs. Darcy's medical code. Code is used to indicate spontaneous abortion or miscarriage in common parlance. It seems the condition being listed as a bad cold is a euphemism. Percival Blake. Information on Percival Blake. Read on. Became the Marquess of Doon at the age of 24 when his father Graham died of old age. This was in 1739. He ruled through the Great Freeze, the year of the slaughter, the Jacobite rising, until he drowned in the tsunami of 1755 at the age of 40. Motive does grow stronger, although she evidently spent a good deal of time recovering. I see some annotations that suggest that he didn't drown in the tsunami, more than he was drowned during it. It seems he was not popular with the people around him. In 1744, a scullery maid went missing. Rumors suggested she had rejected advances he made. That could be one of the skeletons downstairs. Her fiancé came from a nearby village to find her, and he too wasn't heard from again. I think we may have found our solution to the skellies. Various notes are added from different periods that say staff believed he walled them up alive. Okay. One note says they can still be heard sobbing for one another through the darker months. Despite this gruesome reputation, a portrait of him still resides in the East Tower. Okay, not a good man, kind of a dick. And when I say kind of a dick, murderous bastard. Information on Wilhelmina Blake. I will read on. Wilhelmina Augusta Blake was born in 1788 to Thomas Blake, the 6th Marquess of Doon. She disappeared without a trace on the night of October 29th, which was last night, 1828. 1828 was not last night. She had a passion for music from an early age and was often called upon to entertain her father's guests with piano recitals in the drawing room. So she was 40 when she went missing. Right? Yeah. In the months leading to her disappearance, she developed a keen interest in Egyptology after her uncle, Lord Barnard Blake, gifted her an ancient vase he recovered during an expedition in Giza. That's the Great Pyramid. The vase disappeared on the same night as Lady Blake. Her father experienced episodes of melancholy in his later years, would roam the grounds searching for his daughter, adamant that she'd never left Blake Manor. Her whereabouts and fate remain unknown. Do we have anything else here? We have the overall desk. Nothing. Apparently. Significant. So I think we have found everything in the library for now. Well, let's see what we've got. A shield, intricate display, though it lacks the Blake family crest. Perhaps a trophy. Jonathan Blake, the owner of the estate, painted here with his young son Walter and wife Mary. Armor. Looks to be lower quality replica of its neighbor. Up. I'm tripping. Here we go. Up. Who is that? Perhaps the missing daughter. She was 40. Could be 40-ish. Where did she go? Was that a ghost? Get a grip, Declan. You're tired and this place is getting to you. Maybe. Again, it's the steps, not me. That's Mr. Scarrett's room. The stairs. I promise. Would I fib? A fine suit of armor. I wonder if it's seen battle or if it's purely ornamental. Edward Blake, 1st Marquess of Doon. The man who built this manor, according to the plaque. It seems like none of them have eyes in the drawings. I don't know if that's actually a thing. The drawing room, I think people were speaking in. This is a lectern. Saturday, History of Blake Manor with Marquess Blake. That's in 31 minutes. The other crowd, Miss Callahan. What we know of ghosts, Miss Mantovani. Sunday, Catholic Mass, hosted by Father Sinnott. Protestant services at 11 a.m. in the church. Irish mythology, Dr. Callahan. History of the region, Mr. Coventry. Yes, I actually read that. I don't need to read the subtitles because I can read the thing. That's the ballroom. Closed in preparations for Saturday evening's ball. Well, I'm sure we'll all have a ball. A painting of Beatrix Blake. The West Tower. remember. Is this the one that had... It is the one that had the rotating angel. She's going to rotate again? That's ground floor. Oh, I don't think this is the one I actually wanted. My mistake. I went a floor too high. Like a bridge too far. Wanted to at least poke around before the speech began in half an hour. Good choice, Lens. A delightful way to add some life to a room. Records. Collection of recordings of classical music. I did see a gramophone in my room. I suppose these must have been put out for guests. Perhaps this one marked music for the confusion of sleep would be of use to me. I have added a record to my records. Bookshelf. Many books, but nothing stands out. Hold up. What's this? There's a well-worn Bible hidden behind the other books. A well-loved Bible. Many pages have been dog-eared and several passages ringed. I assume that means circled? One of the passages has been ringed so thoroughly and so many times that the page is worn. That's a little bit obsessive. Leviticus 20:27. A man or a woman who is a medium or a wizard must be put to death. You will stone them with stones. What else are you going to stone them with, pot? For their blood is upon their heads. No, their blood is inside their heads unless you hit them with a stone. On the inside cover, in looping cursive, are the initials CJ. The housekeeper, Mrs. Caitlin Joyce. Well, that's an interesting development. 78s? Well, they're not 6-7s. Oh, my God. We're in the late 19th century. I don't actually know. I would assume so. More books. None catch my eye. We have a chalkboard. Nothing written on it, and it's been thoroughly cleaned since its last use. Come back to the center of the room. In a touch. In a mow. All right, the center of the room. Oh, is it really? The book, The Gloaming, a book of poems by our Miss Quinn, it seems. It is of bleak tone, with each piece detailing the gruesome death of a loved one. Published last year. The Western Tribune, but we cannot read it. Pardon the yawn. I'm old and I yawn. We check everything. Does look like we checked everything. The cushions for booze also. Nobody puts a bottle underneath the cushions. It's too bumpy. Let's see. Well, this is Miss Barbosa. Well, we know she's here. We could always, if she's got one of the rooms off the atrium. Miss Barbosa does. So, we've got time enough to go to the atrium. Miss Darcy. We have a mystery. She's in room 13, English writer with a sharp personality. Why is Miss Darcy here, and does it tie in with Miss Dean's disappearance? Okay, she's here, then we can go to her room as well. Because we have room 13 key. Miss Darcy... there. Okay, so southeast corridor upper. You're right, I did. And Miss Barbosa's room, I think she is... Ah, that's what was confusing me. I'd forgotten. In the old style, ground floor was the first floor, and what we call the first floor. And then the first floor is what we would call the second floor, at least we in America. So it went ground floor, first floor. So she's up there. Miss Barbosa should be just up the stairs and past the crazy druid man. It's the steps. I'm not farting, I promise. As much as you can tell. Miss Erickson. Scarrett. Miss Barbosa. Don't hear anything. I hope he doesn't narc me out. Clothes. Assortment of clothing. Nothing to see here. Got a book. Record of local land records from the library here. Interesting. Bookshelf, quite a number of books. Doesn't seem to be any sort of unifying theme. Schedule. Miss Barbosa's schedule has been added to my timetable. Clothes. Clothes for the event. None of it noteworthy. Stop. Thank you. Dressing table. Stationery. No, I bet it could move. Everything needed to pen a letter. Lockbox. Beautiful. Looks like it won't open without some effort. Looks like to open it, I'll have to navigate the emerald into the rightmost extrusion. Ah. A journal. Only thing of note here is the following. Why do my dreams have me stuck in this place? It's endless halls and confusing doors. I want to get out, but I cannot. The night that the dream does not wake me, I end up at the seance. I think, is my father there? Another person has experienced the same dream as Miss Dean and I. Can I find two more? The journal. Photograph of a younger Inez Barbosa with a woman who bears a striking resemblance to her mother, perhaps. Burial record. Burial record from last year, mostly in Portuguese. But from what I can make out, it seems to be for Miss Barbosa's mother. Assortment of clothing. The clothes for the event, none of it's noteworthy. table. We got a book. A book that has clearly been handled with care. I think we already hit that. Grand Seance, Leviticus 2027. Miss Montavani.
You think this is the first time I have had scripture nailed to my door? And Leviticus 2027? This is not even original. I think I know who did this. I will have to talk with her. But for now, I need a moment to
Her? Who could she be talking about? And what does the Bible verse mean? Did we not just see that Bible verse? Clearly someone in this hotel has bad blood with Miss Montavani. She thinks it's a woman. Could it be Miss Dean? That knife. Something tells me that I'm not likely to stop at theatrics. It was Mrs. Joyce who vandalized the flyer, but why? Go ahead and do a save here. Not done yet. Just wanted to make sure I got a save. Let's see if I can talk to Miss Montavani. Or maybe I should talk to Miss Joyce. Sound like there's someone on the other side. Where Carmela Montavani is staying. Let's talk to Miss Joyce. It's the stairs. That's Mrs. Erickson. Mrs. Darcy. Have I not analyzed her? I have not. She has lips. 2 of them, evidently. Disdain. She does not seem impressed with something. The event, the attendees, or me, perhaps. Large brooch. An intricate brooch. That's the Rosicrucian emblem again. Perhaps representing something and less dainty than one would expect a lady to wear. Looks like, if we look very closely, she's not wearing her ring. Evidence of a ring worn for a long time and since removed. Miss Darcy.
Mr. Ward, you've come back to me.
Hauntings. Strange dreams. A lot of things we can ask about. Pardon me? Let's ask about the mistress. Let's cut right to the chase. Have you ever used an affair or infidelity as a plot in a book? You know, if you just read my books, but yes, I did once. A woman's husband cheated on her, and their reconciliation night was his alibi for a murder. In hindsight, I do not think I did justice to how devastating it can be. If I were to revisit that story, we would need another alibi. As evidence. I'm going to go ahead and ask her about her miscarriage. Have you ever written about miscarriages in your work? It's not something I think frankly, sir, given how the topic is dealt with in the real world, I do not think publishers or an audience would care for it. We'll leave her for now.
That was all.
Good day, Mr. Ward.
Can I ask you what
This area is off limits for guests.
I'm not a get. Rude. Freaking rude. Mr. Varley.
May I be of service, Mr.
Which room was Miss Dean in? She was in room, It seems I would need to check my records. She had a southern view, as I recall, or complaining about the noise as new guests arrive. Why it matters. Now that she's gone, it's beyond me.
I need nothing else. Thank you.
Certainly.
Southern view, huh? Let's see what we've got in the map. Unassigned room, perhaps room 15? Room 21. Check room 21, if we haven't already. I doubt, Canucket, that I needed to cover my tracks with the lock, as that seems like that would be a little bit too much for the game to expect the player to remember what it was set to. If I was actually doing all of these evil things, yes, I would agree completely. It's my bedroom. Well, not evil things, but if I was doing all of these sneaky things, let's go with sneaky. We have something on the floor. Locket, ED, Evelyn Dean. Okay. There's a new sigil and, I don't know, a little ampule of blood? Poison? And a small vial of blood in the other. What is this doing here? Room 22. That's where Mr. Coventry is staying. Does he have a connection to Miss Dean? I should investigate him further. Sounds like there's somebody there. Mr. Coventry. Richard Blake, the 8th Marquess of Doon. I believe this is the room that is empty. That I can open? It is. Can't hear anything. Not locked. I don't think I've been in this one. I guess we'll find out. Maybe I have. Yes, this is the room I have been in this room. Unless they've got multiple foxes eating pheasants. The mirror's broken. What on earth? What happened here? Was this cracked when I first came in here? No, it was not. A copy of Shelley's Frankenstein. Smells of death. I'm just making sure that nothing else has changed. Fireplace. All right, those are all the observations. We already found those. Look under the bed. That was the matches. Nothing's under the floorboards. Just checking because something broke the mirror. And I'm just checking to see if anything else has changed. Doesn't seem like it. Nope. Doesn't look like anything changed. Except the broken looking glass. I'm just checking. She could have been taking a very, very extended path. Towels, cleaning items, cleaning supplies, stack of towels. A loo. Towels and TP. Water. Wouldn't expect them to just leave water just sitting there, would one? I wouldn't. But my detective O-vision doesn't see anything else there. That's the one. Coventry is the one that's kind of iffy. Oh, it's almost time for our first speech. Stairs. First floor, no. Ground floor. I don't remember in which. I wish we had more information so that I don't have to go clicking through to find stuff. As to exactly where. Not the library, it's the drawing room. Okay, so the drawing room. So we're over here. Yeah, the drawing room. Perhaps I shall test out my recording. Very soothing. This does not seem a very safe place to fall asleep. And there's bong. See? Told you, bong. The history of Blake Manor in the drawing room.
Welcome, all of you, to my home. I am Jonathan Blake, the Marquess of Doon, Lord of this manor, and all the land that can be seen from it.
The moon? You on the moon?
I've been asked to speak with you about the house and its history, which dates back to 1652.
I'm going to stay and listen for 31 minutes.
My ancestor, Edward Blake, was granted this land in the winter of 1651.
I don't think it'll actually take
The following summer, work began on the castle that, in turn, became this manor. The building has been expanded many times over since then, and you would be hard-pressed to tell the original building and the additions apart.
Pardon the honor.
But the main compound is roughly expanded to 5 times its original size. This is not counting the basement, which was added in the late 1700s.
How about the 2 oubliettes where the lovers were kept until they died of starvation that I found? Excellent word use of the word oubliette by yours truly.
Of course, the Great Famine was hard on much of Ireland. And we were no exception. Those were hard years on the land and our family. My father sold much of the estate and made some daring investments across Europe. They did not pay off. And so, when I was of age and title, I turned the manor into a hotel. What remains of the land is still farmed or forested, of course.
Came upon hard times,
Yes, a question.
Thank you, Marquis. Not to turn things gruesome, but is it true what they say about the walled-up rooms?
Yes, it's true.
Spending too much time digging around in our library, eh, Mr. Scarrett? Certainly, it is rumored that Percival Blake bricked away two young lovers for angering him, set across from one another so they could hear each other's final days.
Oui.
That said, no such chambers were found, no records of work being done that matched the timing.
Uh-huh. Sure. Been there, seen that.
It is true that a young couple did indeed vanish with no record, but that wasn't uncommon for that era. Over the years, some staff, and yes, even guests, have reported hearing sobs from a young woman in the east of the manor, but given the lack of evidence, these are likely flights of fancy.
Yeah, sure.
As such, we continue to display a portrait of Percival Blake. That said, I did have it moved from the main halls on the staff's request. Now it is in one of the towers, though I can't recall which.
Thank you, Marquis. Any more tragic deaths to share?
Perhaps Miss Dean. Wow, he's grumpy. Look, he was a nobleman, he got a nice big castle / manor, and his dad blew their money, and now he's had to turn it into a hotel for scammers and fraudsters and losers.
All death is tragic, Mrs. Darcy.
Hitler's? Don't think so.
I'm not sure this place has any more tragedy than any other family in this land.
Then why all the ghost stories? I don't think we all gathered here for no reason.
He is certainly a huffy little
That's
snub.
perhaps a better question for Miss Mantovani.
Mantovani.
No more questions? Okay. Let us conclude then. Thank you all for your time. I shall take my leave. But I hope you enjoy the rest of your stay here at Blake Manor.
And scene. Jonathan Blake. All right, we've got we've got the Frenchman, Mrs. Darcy, Mr. Scarrett, Dr. Callahan, Father Sinnott, whose name, I don't remember his first name, but you put the two together, and it definitely sounds like an anagram. Let's analyze Father Sinnott. We've got 4 things to analyze about him. First is the cross. An unusual cross. His resurrectix looks different than any I've seen. I don't even know what a resurrectix is, so... No, that's, seemingly not a thing. Oh, technically it's a an empty cross is known technically as a resurrectix. Okay. You live and learn. He does not look well. He has a deathly pallor. He has looks like a scar or wound on his hand. His scarring looks as if he's seen some sort of combat. And a strange Bible. A Bible, but not one I recognize. Interesting. Let's do a little analyze on Dr. Callahan. Awful lot of crosses going on. A Celtic cross tie pin. A cross in the Celtic style, a sign of his faith mingled with one of his heritage. Face somewhere, maybe? No. His hand. His hands are red raw with subtle but unmistakable smell of a modern doctor's office. Spirit camera. We'll take a look at that in a sec. Mr. Scarrett. Monocle? Oh, no, he's got a weird thing on his tie. His cravat. Mysterious crest on the necktie. He's wearing a crest pinned to his necktie, but I don't recognize it. A cane? Ornamental cane. He's not leaning on it. It's just for show. Is it a matter of fashion, or does he have it for some other reason? Eye? Nope, it's not the eye. It's his mouth. Strong smell of cigars on the man's breath, and his mustache is stained with it. Ew. Gross. Spirit camera. Let's give it a look. A camera with a strange attachment in the front, with an engraving that says Spirit Lens. Ooh. Hi there. I actually have no material existence. I, in fact, am a disembodied spirit on the internet. I am the Spirit Lens. How you doing? Oh, I think we've gone through everything else here. Well, let's talk to Padre here. Father Sinnott?
Yes, my child?
Hello, Father. My name is Declan Ward.
Wow. He speaks the same language as the guy who owns the place.
I've only just arrived.
See?
I just wanted to say hello.
Very good.
And now I speak it too.
You want my name? Of course. Father Lorcan Sinnott.
Lorcan Sinnott. Definitely sounds like an anagram. Is Lorcan an actual name? It is. It is a Gaelic name, meaning the fierce one. So much for my theory that it is an anagram.
Good to meet you, Father.
I am sure.
I'm surprised to see a Catholic priest at a seance.
Is that so? Worried for my eternal soul, are you? That I should attend something so blasphemous?
1890s, I think. Seance at Blake Manor, year 1897.
Worry not, dear child. The church keeps an eye on all such things. It is good for us to know what secrets these events uncover, what secrets these old houses hold.
That's an unusual cross you have there, Father. An extra element, the circle behind it. What is the meaning, if I might ask? You may. It depicts the everlasting life of the immortal soul and represents my own personal flavor of belief. And the Bible? I don't recognize your Bible. What translation is that? It is an uncommon translation I picked up on my travels. What is the focus of your edition? Its focus, for those with eyes to see, it shows all. I would not think it's so hard about it. Too hard about it. Oh,
Well, I'll take my leave.
Go
He's
with
definitely
God.
trying to summon Cthulhu. I don't actually know that. But that's definitely what he's doing. Dr. Callahan, I presume.
Oh, a new face. You're a little late, but you haven't missed the main event at least. Who might you be?
My name is Declan Ward. Pleased to meet you, Mr.
Mr. Doctor?
Doctor, as it happens. Dr. Rory Callahan. Very pleased to meet you too. And yes, before you ask, I am related to Thea Callahan, her nephew and apprentice. But I've taken what she's taught me and improved it through the application of science. And this weekend, I will prove the value of my approach, once and for all.
I strongly recommend, for those of you who have never seen it, which is likely all of you, if you want a good haunted house movie, one from the early 70s called The Legend of Hell House, starring Roddy McDowall. There's a guy there who's using science, adding the scientific inquiry into, haunted houses. Discuss evidence. Oh, I wonder if the strange device is his. What do you make of that odd device in the atrium? Now that is the thing I've been studying it. The readings have been growing as we draw nearer to the seance. The veil thinning? Maybe. But for that I would have expected a steady glow. One that only peaked on the 31st. No, this is climbed by ones and twos. My theory is that its increases are linked to guest arrivals. And I should note that it finally filled the night you arrived. Anything else I want to chat with him about? The spirit camera. I've seen one of these before at a fair. A camera, I believe? Good eye, Mr. Ward. And only partially wrong. It's a camera, yes, but one modified to work as a spirit camera. Well, I modified it to work better as one. Any camera in the right circumstances can capture a spirit, of course. But my lens filters the image through a complex geometry made of peridot, selenite, black tourmaline, labradorite, lapis lazuli, or lazuli, I've never been quite sure, and clear quartz stones to both bring out the spirit and protect against it. I thought, what better place to really put the device to the test than here? These halls, and dare I say the people here, are likely crawling with spirits. I've even set up a darkroom in my quarters so I can quickly develop images. This way people can take away a copy, should they wish. Would you care for a picture? See who or what haunts you? Yes, I would like that very much. It'll take 15 minutes. Excellent. Come, in my room I have everything needed to take and develop your picture quickly. Lead the way. We're off. I'm going to have my picture taken with my spirits.
Now,
are they friendly spirits?
Comfortable?
Now for something you'll really like. Now for something you'll really like. That's old going Rocky. You'd have to be old to get it. Am I comfortable? I'm as comfortable as I'm likely to be, given the fact that there appears to be a fox head staring at me.
Yes, I think I am.
Then sit still and look at the camera.
I'm going to sit still and look at the camera. Oh, that wasn't too terrifying.
And we're done. It'll take me a few minutes to develop it.
Pictures, Mary. My picture. And I swear,
Please,
I do.
Doctor. If you mean to make a fool of me, you have gone too far.
Look like, Count Dracula. Apparently, I'm not amused by the appearance here. Perhaps of my father, I'm guessing.
This is no prank. Whoever that spirit is.
Eamon.
Brother.
My brother. Eamon.
Eamon is with you, in a way. I should be clear. You are Catholic, yes? This is not to say that your brother isn't in heaven. Perhaps a way to explain it is to think of him as a guardian angel. But in truth, we don't know. Look there, at Miss MacLeod. No spirits. It's not that there is no loss in her life. So why?
Nobody has been able to really explain things like this. That is why this event and Miss Mantovani's promises draw so many. Here, take a copy. And with it, take solace that your brother is watching over you.
Thank you, Doctor. This means a lot to me. I can see why you champion these newer ways.
He doesn't seem concerned that Eamon is watching over me. Is he watching over me, or is he haunting me? Would Dr. Callahan be so sure Eamon was a guardian angel if he knew what had happened? I have no idea what happened. What happened? What happened between me and Eamon? Mary?
Mary?
As in
Mary Blake.
Ah, that one. Yes, possibly. The clothing and hairstyle matches the era, certainly.
Have you shown the Marquess?
No, I don't think so.
No. I have considered it and felt it was more ethical to wait until after the seance. I don't want to set him up for failure, hoping she might show up. Maybe afterwards, but we'll see.
There's my picture.
Please, Doctor. If you...
Okay, we've gone through that. There is a white right click to go through it all. I accidentally did that once yesterday. Is that Miss McLeod? Not shadowed by anything. Looks a little lost without Mrs. Lau by her side. It's noon. Bong! Image of Mr. O'Mara did not come out so well. Or did it? That could be fire, like he's going to die in a fire. The Manor House? We just had breakfast at 9, so I think probably not. This must be the church on the grounds. And another photo of Miss Evelyn Dean. She looks more haunted than in the other picture I have. I wonder why. But this confirms for me that the doctor took the photograph I now have. Did he send it to me then, or was it taken from his room? Is he still here? He is. Well, let's ask him first. Before we, start rummaging through every single goddamn thing in his room.
Mr. Ward.
A picture. Photograph of Miss Dean. Did you take one of these? Do you recognize this picture? Of course I do. I took it. Maybe a week ago. Evelyn must have dropped it. You should return it to her. Do you know where Miss Dean's room was? Do you recall which room Miss Dean was staying in? I don't think so. If she ever mentioned it, it slipped my mind. Was she in the East Wing? I feel like she wasn't that far from where we are. What an odd thing to forget.
I have to be on my way.
Be well.
I'm sure he won't mind me rummaging around in his room. Do you think? I don't think so. You wouldn't mind? Those are private case files. Okay, I guess he would mind. Never mind. Never mind, he minds. Oh, he thought that she was in, like, the East Wing. So probably the unassigned room, room 15. because we were told she had a southern view. I can't get out. We are here. Is Montavani in there? Can't hear anything. Let's save the game. And enter. I do have a key. Oh, she's got a much nicer room than me. Montavani posters for Carmela Montavani. Where she's headlined in the past, she really traveled the world for this stuff. I think a strange thing to bring, but maybe it suggests she travel often without notice. She might be bringing things from the event to another by mistake, or mementos of her work. Dresses, assortment of clothing. Close that up. We have a note from Mr. Dupre confirming meeting in the drawing room. It does not say it. Schedule. We have her schedule for the weekend. Clothes. Nothing new there. La Stampa, a recent Italian newspaper. Postal order to La Casina Montavani. Miss Montavani is planning to sending money home Italy. Her contract for the event, signed between her and Vincent Varley. I would wager this is an unusually high fee for such an event. Certainly, I'm being overpaid to be here, and she's receiving that many times over. Leviticus, that's the flyer, Leviticus 20:27, vandalized flyer. She found stabbed to her door, passage the same one I found, so heavily marked in Mrs. Joyce's Bible. Man or woman, yeah, must be put to death. Blah, 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 blah. Will Archie be so fixated on Miss Montavani? We have a comb. Just a comb. Thanks. Tarot deck. Fresh looking tarot deck. Must be a spare. Well, I know when I travel, I always travel with a spare tarot deck. I mean, it just makes sense, really. The bin. Ugh. A number of blood-stained handkerchiefs. Is Miss Montavani ill? Got pictures. Photograph. A group of people posing in front of a farmhouse. A few of them look like Miss Montavani. Must be her family in their home. And is this the same? Oh, no. A photograph of young Miss Montavani with a mother? Grandmother, maybe? No under the bed or anything. Oh, we have a shawl, no doubt for the cold weather. Wait, why does this look familiar? Is this the shawl I saw being washed when we arrived here? Does that mean Miss Montavani is the washerwoman, or was just doing something weird with her shawl? Perhaps the shawl had blood on it? No, spitball. No book. A copy of Malambra by the Italian writer Antonio Fogazzaro. Pill bottles, empty bottles of medication. Miss Montavani must indeed be ill, but how serious is it? Were these prescribed by a doctor? Surely she's well. I should investigate the nature and seriousness of her illness. Who among our guests might know more?
I should close off the mystery of Miss Dean's bedroom. If I can form a hypothesis, I will learn something useful for my investigation.
Closed. Nothing important. Okay, we don't know what that is. Those go back and forth. Those go there. Huh. Doesn't seem to be doing... Oh, there we are. Okay. No, it's gone. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. I think I figured it out. So that'll light up those. That will just light up those. That'll light up those. That'll light up all of those. That lights that, and that lights that. How does this work indeed is the question. Oh, we can go... Okay, so this lights up those three. This lights up those two. This lights up the ends. If we go from here to here to here to here. Nope. Give me a sec to think. Right, that one toggles those two. Interesting. Why can I not? There we go. Huh. Give me a... this may take me a bit. I'm not making much progress on this one, I have to admit. Well, let's see. These are symmetrical in that this and that do the same thing symmetrically, and that do the same thing symmetrically. Which means if there's supposed to be a solution, then either of these would work or either of those would work. That does that and that does that, which makes me think I have to start in the middle, otherwise I could start in two places. Huh. Well, let's see. If we start here, we move to there. That just triggers off the one. Whereas if we start here, go to here. go like this. Try this. Start at the left, go right. Okay. Start at the left, go right, down. Oh, up. Try again. Up, up, down, and right, right, right. I get the feeling that wasn't what you meant. Oh, we can come. I didn't realize we can come from any of the upper and bottom ones into the middle ones. So I think start at far left, go right. Down and right. Up, up, down and right. God damn it. Let's see. That one does that. So we can hit both of these from here. I don't think I have to connect them all. I just have to get them all on, I think. But I'm not positive even about that. So let's see. That does those. I'm not sure where that switches those. But regardless, it does for both of them. That'll switch the others back on. That switches those off. No. Normally, these sort of logic puzzles I'm really good at. That one only swaps that one. That one only swaps that one. That one swaps the ends. That one swaps the 2. That one swaps the 3. If we come to here, then it doesn't actually swap. So for instance, what I'm saying is that swaps, call them 4 and 5. This swaps 3, 4, and 5. But this only turns off. Basically, it negates what that one did. Well, if we go like this, then we start here, go like that. I'm just going to switch that off. We got 5 of them on now. Ah, we've already opened all those. Let's see. So, this have to have lines between all the dots using all the possible connect. Yeah, that would be my assumption by default. No. We're missing one line. So I don't think that's it. See, the thing is what we want is for something to leave all of these on when we get to there. So that this there's all the possible lines. Right? No, not quite. We don't have the middle lines. Well, the only point that isn't symmetric is starting here, so. Now, how about... See, this will, if we manage to make it work, which we won't. Not quite. We almost got all the lines. I think I'm going to end it here. I want to thank you guys for hanging out. Not quite sure what I'm going to do tomorrow. The game is interesting, but I can't say it's grabbed me, so I'm not sure I'll be back at this tomorrow. But I do want to thank you guys regardless for hanging out. I definitely appreciate it, as always. Let's see. I will be back tomorrow at the usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in New York, morning in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. I'm not sure if I'll be back with the Seance or not. I may continue to bang my head on this, or I might even use a spoiler. Oh no, Lens, don't do it! But regardless, thanks for hanging again. Hopefully you will see me soon. Back at it tomorrow. I hope the rest of your Tuesday evening, possibly Wednesday morning, goes great. Take care, and